Trading has closed on September 6th, 2022. We always start with our disclaimer, go over our calls after the previous session, and then make some predictions. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, September 7th, 2022. Just remember, I can be completely wrong, and any trade you make should be at your own risk. Also remember, this week I may not be taking any of these trades myself, and I'll have less than my normal amount of time to analyze things as I have personal business. We look for the pattern with the early high, which is this, and tomorrow should have the early low. We had an optional target of 3955.02. That didn't print. We'll forget that it was optional. We also had a target of 3960.01. Now the high in futures was 3962.50, so that's pretty much a direct hit. But I don't count the target as being satisfied if it prints in futures, but not during regular trading hours. So for my purposes, even though it was a relevant number in futures, I'm going to call it a failed target. We'll add it to the list, and it should print at some time. It's a reminder of what we said. During the day, MEJT said this drop was false, price it would retrace, said the rally was false, price it would retrace, said this rally was false, price it would retrace. All those things played out. This is a pattern which normally rallies into the close or drops in a straight line. Neither one of those things happened. What counts isn't today's close, but tomorrow's open, and this deficiency should be resolved at tomorrow's open, either by gapping, probably over these highs, or gapping probably under these lows, or at least gapping and trading past those pretty quickly. The real thing is we had a stop loss at prior lows. Here's the 61.8% retrace. We did break the stop loss, but in the scheme of things, we didn't break it by much, and the close was still over all these prior lows. So here's a day and a half of downtrending, and on a closing basis at least, we still couldn't take out the prior lows. Now, as of right now, that's a positive pattern, keeps the hope for gapping up alive. But of course, what counts isn't today's close, but tomorrow's open. We open below all these lows. That doesn't mean anything. But for now, at least, it's a lot of trending, a lot of trying to break through these lows and not managing to do it. The time hasn't run out yet, but it runs out early tomorrow. We had counted this as 5 waves down. It's also possible to count this as an ABC, C, and A. Don't have a perfect fib relationship, but it doesn't get too much closer than that. So even though I was thinking we'd have a huge rally today, and even though it didn't, the idea is not completely dead. What it would take would be to gap tomorrow and promptly overtake these highs. And if that happened, we could have the rally a day late. Doesn't mean it will happen, because if we gap down, the whole idea is killed. While tomorrow has the early low, we could still gap up. Today's pattern typically rallies into the close or has a straight line drop, and either one of those things happen. Should be resolved at tomorrow's open by gapping sharply, likely outside the range of today's bar. The break of today's stop loss, you have to put your stop loss at some place. It was a minor break and it didn't hold, so it could be a false move. Prices still held above prior lows. Despite a rally being a counter-trend move, a Sharp rally remains on the table here, and whether or not it happens should be clear at tomorrow's open. So the call for the rally hasn't been killed yet, but if we gap down, that's probably just not going to work. I don't like to guess on these things overnight. And so I think tomorrow's open will tell the tale. For me, this pattern still has the potential for gapping up, but I can't say it's obligated to. And that's today's call.